Okay, let's learn how to train our abs the right way. So first what you're going to do is lay down on your mat. So I'm going to assume that everybody has already checked to see if they have any abdominal separation. The next step is to learn how to actually contract your abdominals. So step one is pulling up your pelvic floor. So basically the muscles that we use to stop peeing midstream, it's the easiest way to describe it. So you're peeing, you have to stop, you pull in those muscles. Those are the muscles that you want to contract first when you start into any abdominal exercise or just starting to contract your abdominals in general. Then next, so you're pulling in your pelvic floor. Then what you want to do is inhale so your ribs are up as high as they can go. As you exhale, you're going to feel your ribs move down towards your hips. So it'll look like this. So you've pulled up your pelvic floor, you're pressing your ribs to your hips, so you're feeling that contraction start to happen. So everything is relaxed. We're going to do it again. Pelvic floor in, ribs to hips. And you can still keep your ribs to your hips and breathe. You don't have to do it every time you inhale and exhale. The next component is, and you're not really going to be able to see much of a change, but you're going to press your belly button to your spine. So let's start from the beginning. Pelvic floor, ribs to hips, belly button to spine. So by now you should feel nice and tight through your core. So this is how you're going to start every abdominal exercise. So anytime I cue pull in your abs or tighten your abs or however I word it, it's pelvic floor, ribs to hips, belly button to spine. That means all four areas of your abdominals will be contracted at that time. The biggest thing when you first start out is always remembering the pelvic floor. It's what everybody forgets. And I, as a trainer, there's only a few cues that I can notice to see if you're actually doing it or not. But it's just kind of something that you really, really, really need to focus on. That's how you get that transverse abdominis tight. That's how you start training from the inside to come out. So let's go back through it a couple times. So I want you down on your mat doing this with me. Here comes the personal trainer in me. It's time to get a little bit of a workout. So hands behind your head, pull up your pelvic floor. You're going to put ribs to hips, belly button to spine. You're going to pretend that there's an orange or an apple or something round under your chin. You're going to keep that space. So I don't want to see any of this. We're going to come up, pelvic floor, ribs to hips, belly button to spine. We're going to exhale up, inhale down. And it does really help when you exhale loudly on the way up. It really does help contract those abdominals. Let's go again. Nice, slow and controlled. We're going for 2 counts up, 2 counts down. Now, if you feel like when you're coming up, you're tilting your hips up a little bit, or that your hip flexors, so the muscle that you use to, not really the muscle, but we won't get into that, what you engage to bring your knee up. I want you to straighten out your feet, and you're going to put your, we're going to go like this. So put your heel on your toe. Don't mind my messy playroom behind me. That wasn't really supposed to be in the video. So heels on your toes. We're going to do the exact same thing. Pull up your pelvic floor, ribs to hips, belly button to spine. So you should start to feel how your abdominals are getting tighter than probably what you're used to when you're exercising. You're probably not used to doing all of those components. You're just used to kind of tightening as if somebody was about to punch you in the stomach, which is a good way to think about it, but you got to think of all the components that come with it. So let's do a round of 10 crunches, and then you're gonna come onto your belly. So everybody always talks about strengthening the core. but nobody really knows what your core is a lot of times. So we're gonna do the Superman. 2 most important things you can learn about training is how to do your abs properly and how to strengthen your lower back. So it's very, very simple. All you're gonna do is bring up your hands and your feet at the same time. Exhaling as you're coming up. Now when you're doing this, you're also doing what you just learned. Pelvic floor, ribs to hips, belly button to spine, all at the same time. Exhale up. If this is too hard, all you have to do to modify it is 1 hand, 1 foot. I know you can't see my feet. I really need a videographer for things like this, but use your imagination. My opposite foot is going up with my hands. Nice, slow and controlled. Again, instead of 2, count of 2 up, count of 2 down. Start with these and next video is coming soon.